Hello, good evening, guys. You're welcome to PTN Analytics weekly Forex analysis. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. All right, without taking much of your time, I would like us to go through step by step the session we had last week on how to conduct in-depth analysis. So we are going to follow that guideline in order to do a proper technical analysis today. All right, the first thing is to check the economic calendar. You go to Forex Factory. The last time I couldn't check my Forex Factory, I think it's due to technical glitches on my end. All right, today that has been fixed. We are going to look at what event would present itself tomorrow, Monday. We have a high impact news on Japanese yen, and that is going to take place during the Asian session. And then we have a medium impact news on GBP card. So on Tuesday, Aussie, and then on Wednesday we have New Zealand. We have a high impact news on Wednesday on GBP, also on USD. So Power is going to be giving a speech on that very day. Then this is not a common pair, we can ignore that. Then unemployment claim on Thursday on US dollar. Then Fed chairman is also going to speak on that same Thursday. So, well, it is moderately impactful. The week is moderately impactful. And then if we're going to look at the pairs that will be affected, we have yen will be affected, GBP card moderately, but our attention is going to be focused on the red and the medium. We are not going to consider the yellow folder. All right, so we are looking at yen, GBP, Aussie, NZD, and USD. So those are the currencies that will be impacted by fundamental events this week. All right, I think we can move to the next item, and that is to check the performance of the currency pairs on FinVix. Okay, so the highest performing currency is NZD, followed by GBP. So these are the poor performing currencies. Okay, so we see CAD. This is a commodity currency. GBP, that's yen, not so much of a commodity currency. This is really moved by monetary policy, and then the key driver of CHF, Euro, and then Aussie. Aussie is being driven by iron ore. I think NZ is being driven by the commodity, dairy commodity. Okay, CAD is being driven by oil. So these are the worst performing currency. The last three, the highest performing, best performing currencies are the first three. All right, these are the medium. All right, so the next thing to do is to check the DXY. Why are we looking at DXY? What is DXY in the first place? DXY simply means dollar index. It is used to gauge the relative value of dollar, that's US dollar, against the basket of major currencies in the world. So typically this is the value of US dollar. Whether if US dollar is going to appreciate in value, you can actually use this, to determine how the dollar is going to perform. There are other indexes like yen basket, which is yen basket. Yen basket is also an index that you can use to, determine the index of Japanese yen. So you can type it yen basket. So this is used to determine, the index. That's the relative value of yen, Japanese yen, against the basket of major currencies in the world. There is also euro index. Euro index is also used to determine the relative value of euro against the basket of major currencies in the world. There is also TWI. TWI means trade weighted sterling index. That is used to determine the index of GBP. That's pound. There is also Canadian dollar index, which is also used to determine the relative value of Canadian dollar against the basket of major currencies in the world. There are two currencies that do not have index. Their own index is synonymous to what is called the commodity index, like the AUDUSD and the NZD. NZD is synonymous to a particular commodity, which is dairy product. The higher the value of the dairy product, the higher the value of NZD. AUDUSD is also linked to a commodity which is iron ore predominantly. So the higher the value of iron ore, the higher the price, the value of AUD. So these are just something for your education that you should know if you want to analyze a particular currency, should I say in isolation, or you just want to take a currency and you want to analyze what is going to happen on that currency relative to major currencies. Then you can look at their indexes. All right, so we are starting with DXY. So what am I seeing on DXY? The global trend. I said the first thing is to identify the global trend. Having checked the economic calendar, you realize that okay, we are not really going to have a very high impact news on Monday until Wednesday. That's when DXY will begin to react or respond to fundamental event. So what do we have on DXY? DXY is maintaining, like I said, the global trend is 2 to 3 months, and then from August we are seeing an impulsive move to the upside, which is like in a bullish trend. So the global trend is bullish, and then the local trend, if you look at this, there is a consolidation here, and then that has lasted between the month of October, mid-October till now. We are currently seeing a consolidation in the move of or in the action of DXY. All right, so what are we to expect on this particular pair? What are we to expect on this particular pair? What we can expect is this. After a considerable after a considerable days or weeks of bullishness, we then started seeing the consolidation. So on technical analysis perspective, using some indicators, we saw what is called bearish diversion here, which is also called in the layman language, you call it divergence. So, and which is signaling that the bullishness is losing momentum, the buyers are losing momentum, and then there is possibility of this pair or dollar index dropping. So what we are to expect is a further move to the further bearish move to the downside. So we are on the 4-hour time frame. We can see, if we start with daily, we can see bearish pressure on this particular pair. We can see bearish pressure. So, and then this is telling us that the direction is bearish and then momentum is to the downside. So what we are going to expect on this particular pair is a further move to the downside to probably the psychological zone. This psychological zone. we might see, a decline in the value of this index to this psychological zone or this support zone, and which they are all in alignment. So that is what we are expecting on DXY. And then if DXY is going to drop, then other foreign currencies like GBPUSD is going to rise. So that is the implication. All right, so let's check GBPUSD. These are foreign currencies. GBPUSD. What do we have? On GBPUSD, where I don't want to check the geometry. I think I want to stick with technical analysis. Okay, from our technical analysis, I don't want you to be distracted. This is just the result of our analysis in the private session. So please don't. We used to leave it on the chart. So because we don't really clean our chart, we don't take it off. We want, if we are running at loss, we want to see it on the chart, and then if our prediction is right, we also want it to be there. So this is just analysis using technical analysis. Like I said, we merge Elliott Wave analysis, Y curve, and then classical technical analysis, and on this channel, and then we employ the instrumentality of the three in making informed decision. All right, so what we are seeing is that the direction is bullish. We can see when you go to weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we can see, first of all, we are able to see momentum. The direction is to the upside, right? You can see this candle. It's a strong bullish candle. That is number one. Number two is that the closure, the candle closed close to the top, which is a clear indication of increased momentum. So what are we to expect? We are still going to expect bullishness on this particular pair this week. So what we are waiting for is for the market to open, and then once the market opens, we want to keep an eye on these 4-hour candles, and then we would spot where to actually jump in. But what we are predicting on this particular pair is this. We want to see something like this, a bit of a retracement, then the move to the upside, or we'll see what is consolidation, price consolidating around this place before the move to the upside. So that is what we are expecting, and then this may be deep, it may not be as deep, it may be shallow, depends on what the Asian session looks like. All right, but from our market geometry perspective, this is what we are seeing. This is what we are seeing on this particular pair. We may see a slight drop. May see a slight drop in this pair then before the continuation, but overall the prediction is bullish. We are bullish because from the weekly signature followed by the 4-hour candle, we can see that there is a lot of room to the upside. Okay, so that is it for GBPUSD. Then the other pair is GBPAUD. GBPAUD. Okay, we caught this move. All right, I would still go over. I would do short inventory of our. So what do we have also on AUDJPY? It's similar. The direction is bullish, momentum is to the upside. So we may see a slight drop, then before they move to the upside. So but we are going to trade in direction of the market, so we are not going to take this counter trend move. We are only going to position ourselves in line with the overall market direction, which is the bullish move. So we are going to be going bullish on AUDJPY, on GBPUSD, on GBP, let's see GBPCHF. GBP is, I don't want to talk about market geometry for now, and that is why I want us to look at all the other pairs that we have before looking at market geometry. Okay, this is still market geometry. Still market geometry. Let's see. Okay, this is also still market geometry. Okay, beg your pardon. Let me look at. Okay, so I think based on technical analysis, AUDJPY, yeah, AUDUSD. AUDUSD is also, if you look at the price action, we can see from here the price action has been bearish, and then when we go here, the markets, the bearish move stalled, and then we are beginning to see momentum to the upside, and we entered in right here. We expect the continuation of the bullish move to the upside, so we are waiting for the first 4-hour candle, to set the range, and then we'll now look at where to position ourselves this week. So but we are still also bullish on AUDUSD. We've taken advantage. This was a losing trade, but all overall we had a losing trade here. We had a positive, a loss, and then currently we are in also a positive trade. So, and if you look at our RR, this was positive, this was positive, this was positive. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, so only had 1 2 negatives. So what we are saying is this is the price action, higher, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, and then this price action stalled here. We saw a little bit of consolidation, and then the market seemed to have resumed the bullish move. So we are expecting bullish continuation. We are most likely going to, it's just similar to what we have on GBPUSD, AUDJPY, and then AUDUSD. Okay, so what other pair based on technical analysis? Okay, all right, this is also what we have been doing all the while. We had positive. We barely have negative on GJ. It's a very compliant pair. So we call it a compliant pair because it's often move in a predicted direction. So what we are also, it's also bullish. We are expecting in some sort of reversal, a pullback, and then the continuation to the upside. So GBPUSD bullish, GBPJPY bullish, AUDUSD bullish, AUDJPY bullish, right? So let's see other pair. Maybe we'll see a contrary. Yes, this is also a compliant pair. Most of our analysis on this are also very right. So AUDCHF. So we don't often get trading opportunity on this pair, but we've had 1 2. So this is what we are expecting. We may, let's see what we have. Okay, this is also bullish, and then we are still going to pursue it with tenacity. We are also bullish on AUDCHF. Most of these currencies are giving us bullish vibes. Okay, so all the currencies that I've analyzed today, that I've talked about, really the direction is bullish. It's just to find an area where we can actually enter the market. All right, so I think we can leave the analysis on this note, and then let's take an inventory of what we did last week. We projected that this particular pair, we predicted that USDJPY, I think using market geometry, our focus was on market geometry as at last week, and then this is what we did. Please don't mind my markups. So this was the initial analysis, the initial outlook. This was where we entered. You remember when I said we entered here with 55 pips, and then the market was, I think, was here, and then we were still expecting further move to the downside. The market gave us further move to the downside, but we were comfortable with 2.5 RR, and then there was a reversal. So we started tracking this reversal, and we saw that the bearish move is actually fitting into a bearish channel, and then we may see a slight reversal to the upside from here. So this is a profitable one. We said I think about 2 weeks ago that the market was going to come from here, touch this place, and it first came down, and then we saw another intraday chart pattern, which was our trigger, and then we took a 2 RR on this particular trade. Then before this came up, then we took this trade again, 2.5 RR. So now we are looking for an opportunity to perhaps maybe go to the upside before the further move to the downside. So that is what we are seeing on geometry, market geometry, on USDJPY. USDJPY from Elliott Wave perspective. From Elliott Wave perspective, we are still bearish. So this was like we are still bearish. It's a long bullish move, but we are still bearish on that particular, based on this particular analysis. All right. So the next analysis that we did was on GBPUSD. I think so. GBPUSD, based on Elliott Wave analysis that we did about 3 weeks ago, we said there was a break of this trend line, and then we're anticipating move to the downside. And what we got that move, but the market reversed to retest this particular, because we said it will retest. So it came and retested, but it was a deep retest of this particular trend line. If you draw it up, you see that it's like a deep retest. The market came and retested it, and so it has moved about over 300 pips in our direction. Our ultimate invalidation zone is here. This was a temporary one, but this is the ultimate invalidation zone. This should not take us out of the market. This should just be a warning that we should be preparing in case the market gets here, then we'll get out. So this is a positive trade for us. Then GBP card, last week I think the NFP invalidated. Okay, this outlook was invalidated here. We said there was going to be a breakout. We got that breakout from here, and then the market moved a bit in our favor before moving away, and this market was invalidated here. So this is a minus. minus. I think this is a minus. We got a break, and then this did not work out. This did not work out. All right, so AUDJPY also did not work out. I think I have updated it on TradingView. We got this move to this particular point, then before the market started going away. So this particular move was not a profitable trade. Also, this not profitable. This was, we were stopped out. We were actually targeting this zone, though we took partials here, but we needed more move to the downside, but the market didn't give us that opportunity. All right, so AUDJPY, but on using market geometry, what did we see on AUDJPY? What we saw was a caution. Actually, when we saw the previous one, look at it, this was on the 3rd of October, then this other one was also on the 3rd of October. Like I said, we're expecting this to move down, so we were taking out. When we were taking out, we spotted this pattern, and then we couldn't enter here, but we entered somewhere at the middle, somewhere here, and then we were able to hit this particular zone. So that we were able to cover that loss, although it was not published. All right, I think we also got a trading opportunity on NZD cards last week. I think I did the analysis for us, and then it was a classic. I think that was a perfect trade. That was a perfect trade. I think it was a perfect trade. So this was a perfect trade. I said we're going to see this move to the upside, and that is it. This is not always the case with harmonic pattern. You can get half, you can get 30% of the entire pattern, but for us, we were a bit lucky. We got about 5 RR, which was a positive move, and then we only came out outside here. So we've had how many positive trade now? I think I wasn't counting. Okay, so I think we also did for USD card. So on USD card, what do we have? USD card, this is what we have. USD card, we got this right, and then the market began to move. Then during the week, we also got this crab pattern, and then it followed us, it followed our predicted direction. So that's also a profitable trade. USD CHF, even though that was also not published because it was within the weekend, I was not chanced to post. All right, for this, the market did not come to our target, so the trigger has not really fulfilled its requirement. Until the market comes, then we can now pull the trigger. If the market decide not to come, then we'll leave it. So this particular trade has not fully formed the pattern we're expecting on USD CHF. All right, I think that is all for gold. We are still expecting that move to the downside on gold. We didn't get enough of it. It was just a minor move, and then this is looking like an extension of wave 5. So maybe this week we may have that pullback before. So this is basically all for now. I believe you have learned one or two things, and I believe you are making progress in your trading journey. Please share this video, share the link, like and subscribe to this channel, so that whenever we have new updates, you'll be able to get it real time. Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye for now.